Talking about bad stories, I'll tell you one. Back in the day, I used to work for Sears. And back a long time ago. And I had some issues working for Sears where I went to a customer's house, and I'm not going to go through the whole story. I found her dead in her house. And I had to call the ambulance and everybody. Really hard time with that. I had a hard time because she was really there. It was terrible. So I said, okay, I'm going to take a couple of days off and relax. I said, I'm glad I found her where their family didn't find her. I found her. I was going to work on her air conditioner. So I went to work 2 days later. This is in Dothan. I went to the Highlands where they're big houses and they have big side glasses. I think I've told Brandon the story. First day back, and I go to this big house, and I knock on the door, and I knock on the window, and this little old lady's patting to the door as fast as she can, like this, and she gets right up against the skylight of the window. Her eyes change colors, and she falls face first into the glass. She don't fall down. She's face first in glass. I'm going, what's happening? So I reach over there, and I knock on the window. I go, you okay? She's not responding. Her eyes. Oh, my God. So I grab I grab the door handle. Okay, this is 2 days later, Scott. I grab the door handle. She's leaning partially on the door and partially on the window. Finally, her hand must have dropped off the door handle. So I opened up the door, and I went around, and when I started to grab her, I looked down, and she had rolled up on her feet, from her toes up against the window.
Something your feet shouldn't do.
Yes. Yeah. So I put my arm around her, and I picked her up, and I saw a couch.
I see DNA all over you.
This is crazy. Scott's getting locked in. This is even the weirdest thing. So I'm carrying her to the couch.
Like you were there. Your CSI has you.
Scott's wanted.
Yeah. So I grab her, and as I'm walking back to the couch, I look over here far on the other side of the house, and I see a head sitting on the couch. What? I said...
What do you mean a head?
He's watching TV. I said, sir. I said, sir. And he looks over there at me, sees me carrying this woman.
Oh, wow.
Just turns back around, still watching TV. And I said, this is not... What?
Where's the camera?
Yeah.
Scott's like, I'm about to drop this lady on the ground.
I still have her wrapped. And then finally she's moving like this a little bit. And I'm going, okay. And she's coming to a little bit, and then a woman comes out from in the kitchen. And I'm probably looking dumb. And I'm holding this woman, I'm going, and then the woman gets away from me. The old woman, she paddles back over there, and she says, get over there and sit down.
So this other lady yelled at her.
And I'm going,
What just happened?
I just said, she just passed out. She goes, she'll be all right. So I said, okay.
Shake it off.
Yeah, that's what she told me. She said, hey, I said, well, what kind of appliance problems are you having? My mind's just going. She says, well,
I don't even know how you got there.
This is even the worst thing. She goes, my oven's not working. See, if I put it on bake, it don't bake. I said, okay, I'm going to order you a bake element. I ain't checking anything.
You did exactly what you're not supposed to do.
You did exactly that call.
So I left out, and I called my office. I said, y'all, I just don't know what's happened to me. Maybe I just need to take a long time off because this just happened. They're all laughing. I'm going, this ain't funny. No. Go to my next call.
There's more.
Yeah, this is the same day. This is where I'm getting to the gross part, okay?
Oh, I thought we were already there.
No. So I wasn't HB certified. I want to say that to you, but Sears made me work on central units because I knew how. I just wasn't certified. So the woman goes, yeah, the outside unit's not running. I said, all right, I'm outside. I don't have to deal with nobody. I'm still trying to think about the past where I found the dead woman. And then I don't tell you the whole story on that was bad. And then I still have the picture in my mind. And then I had this woman pass that on the window, and I'm really having a bad day. So I get there, and I look, and there's a snake that's wrapped into the condenser fan motor, okay? And I went, dang. I said, whoa, man, this is just not it. So I look at it, and I see it moving. I said, man, that snake's alive. I said, I'm not touching it. I said, I'm not getting bit by a snake damn doing it. She says, it's been in there for a week. I go, well, dang, maybe he's not alive. So what was it? When I grabbed it with my pliers, and I was pulling on it, trying to pull it. It was rolling out of the fan. I was pulling it, breaks in half.
Unwinding it.
Yeah. I was unwinding it, and when I pulled it, it broke in half. Yeah. When it broke in half, full of maggots.
Oh.
Okay, so the smell. Yeah, okay, look, the smell and all. I start getting flashbacks of the lady that I found.
Oh,
Well, you got to describe a little bit in detail of the way you found the lady.
I will say that later.
Okay.
So then I start feeling a little nauseated at this point. I'm going, something's wrong with me, because I'm going to say now, if I saw it, it wouldn't bother me. I feel like I was just a little, I was a weak, my mindset. I shouldn't have been upset about it. But so I said, damn it. So I took the snake and I was going to flip it off my pliers. I flipped it off, stuck to my pliers, and hit me right in the chest. Wow.
So maggots like scattered all over you.
Hit me in the side of my face.
Did he go in your mouth or anything?
No,
Okay,
and
good.
I threw my pliers down, and I have this stink all over me.
Wow.
And I looked up at the lady, and I said, they're going to be sending somebody else to fix this for you. So I went to my truck, left my pliers, left my tools. I said, I'm just going home. Wow. So I went home, and then it did get better. That's just the truth. But the lady I found, this is the funniest.
Going back.
Yeah, going
We're
back
gonna
a
go
little
back
bit.
to the thing. So I went to the lady's house, knocked on the door. She's not there. I'm doing a preventive maintenance. Knocking on the door, and not answering. And I called one of the technicians. I go, hey, she's not here. I mean, he goes, oh yeah, you just go on in, man. She lets you go in. You don't have to knock on the door. You just go in. I said, are you sure? He goes, yeah. I said, okay. Went to the back door, opened the door, alarm went off. Pow, pow, pow. Can't even hear. It was that loud.
Oh, yeah.
I went, dang, I messed up. I said, man, the alarm's going off. He goes, oh man, she's there. She never goes anywhere. I know she's there. So I walk around to the front of the house. She had a big window, and I put my hand up there. Well, she slumped over in her chair, hand between her, and she slumped over. I said, oh man, she slumped in the chair. He goes, what do I do? He goes, you need to call 911.
And go in there and check
So,
on it.
Like, that's common sense, but in that moment,
Yeah.
your brain
No, in
doesn't.
my brain. So I called 911, and she goes, sir, I need you to go in the house. I need you to check and see if she's okay, if she's alive.
So this is the 911 dispatch.
Yes. I
Yes.
said,
Oh.
okay, I don't know if I want to do that. She says, you need to go in there. I said, okay. So I went through the door. The alarm's just banging. She has the TV full blast in the house. Okay, she slumped over. I'm coming from behind. So I get up behind. I'm looking at her, and I already know by the discoloration in her
Oh.
skin.
It was been a while.
Yeah, so I went, ma'am.
Like,
I'm going, ma'am, like she's going to respond.
right?
And then the 911 lady goes, you got to reach down. She's having to yell at me because I can't hear. She says, take your two fingers, put on her neck, and tell me if you feel a pulse. I said, I don't. She's dead.
Face
This is
it.
what
I
I'm
said,
telling
look,
the-
she's dead. She ain't got no pulse.
I told the 911, I said, I'm looking at her back. She's dead.
She's the
She
wrong
goes,
color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes, no. I think we talked to her last night.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
I said, so maybe she wasn't there long. Maybe she had no blood circulation, so her skin turned white and you see the veins, okay? I said, okay, I'll do it. And as I'm bending down, I'm on this side of the chair, bending down like this, trying to look at her face. I'm taking my hand, phone cuts off. I don't have 911 on the phone with me anymore. I said, okay, I'm going to finish. I bent down, and when I looked at her face, I said, oh, my God, what am I looking at her? Her tongue was sticking out of her mouth about this long, swollen about this big. Her eyes were just pulsating out. So at this point, she's, so I raised up. I'm going to say it's sad about the woman. I raised up. I said, I ran outside, and I stood over there on the side waiting for the police and stuff to get there. And my mind's just flashing this big tongue, and the lady, the way she looks, terrible. And then the police gets there, and he goes, where is she? I said, she's inside. He goes, I need you to show me.
Again?
You're going back in there.
I said, sir, I would rather not go back inside.
Oh,
And he goes, I need you to show me. He goes, and when we're going in, he goes, is there anybody else in the house?
No.
I said,
There's
well,
no foul play
yeah,
here.
I said,
yeah.
I said, I have no idea. So I went about to the kitchen, and I pointed to her, and I said, she's right there. And I went back outside, and I stood by my truck in the front. So the police officer apparently put on rubber gloves and maybe lifted her up. 5 seconds later, he's outside standing on the porch smoking.
Lit up a good cigarette.
What did I just see? It was terrible.